Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful, bright summer morning. We are out here at the wood shop. We are going to be building out a goat shelter today. That's our big project, goat shelter. This afternoon, we are getting goats. So this is a to-do right now kind of thing. The plan, of course, is to build it here at the wood shop. But our first location we're putting the goats in is gonna be our garden. So the only thing in the garden is a bunch of privet and some other small trees. So this is their new home. Now we'll probably only leave them in here for 2-3 weeks until they cut everything down and kill everything off. But here's the point of all this, is that my goat enclosure has to fit through this in and back out because they're not staying permanently in the garden area. So that's the plan with the goats. Today they're moving in here and I'm supposed to get them. The shelter is basically just to make them feel safe at night and also for sunshine. Eventually they will probably be in an area where it gets a lot of sun. Once they eat the trees down in there, there'll be sun in there too. But thanks for watching. We'll do a time lapse of this build. It's going to take me a while. I'm hopeful I can get it done in 3 hours. I always say that. This will only take 3 hours. The last project I said that on took 20. So hopefully I can get this one in 3. Thanks for watching. Basic structure is done of the base. Diagonals on the bottom, all the bottom edges are cut so that it will slide. It doesn't move. You can yank on it. It doesn't wiggle at all. So we put enough cross bracing to make it nice and sturdy. The thought is, and this is probably going to happen, we're putting goats in here and they're gonna climb on the roof. You know they are. They're gonna jump up and be climbing all over. So I wanted the base structure to be strong enough to hold several hundred pounds of weight when they get up on top. So that's the idea, at least. And then I'm gonna build the roof, also removable. So that's next. So I'll set you guys up. You can see me do the roof part. I'm gonna build this structure and then at the end we'll start bringing the roofing pieces over. So
a little rowdy. They're starting to headbutt the girls.
Oh. Have a goat. That's a girl goat.
Shoot, I got a cramp in my stomach. Okay. Oh. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, somebody gets a goat, somebody gets a food bag. No, you need to be on this side to make sure she doesn't come out that way. Daddy gets the big goat, I guess. Wait a minute, we should get baby out first, maybe.
I gotcha.
This way. Follow Audrey. Follow Audrey. Okay, go on. Okay, I'm coming in.
There we go. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to your new home, guys.
Place. I hope you enjoy it.
Eating. Look at that.
Gotta pet them as they go by. You going to?
Hi, little fern. I know. I'm working on your shade right now. Keep everybody in line, okay? I'll be back in a few. So, started building their lean-to yesterday. I've been thinking about it for weeks, but actually started putting it together yesterday morning, crack of dawn. Spent 3 or 4 hours on it, and then I had something at the church we needed to be part of, so went to that. Spent all afternoon basically, and then finally got back yesterday evening with the goats. So we put the goats in there, but the shelter wasn't done yet. So last night I worked on it. It's kind of bright because I'm painting it white. So I put these 3 sheets on this morning, and I'm trying to get them painted. And I decided to use old material. So this is off a barn that a neighbor gave me. And of course the roof was bad. Too many years, too much damage. Is it all bad roofing? Well, if you don't mind a few small leaks, it's great. So this material is great for this project. If I was trying to keep hay under it, it'd be garbage. I couldn't keep hay under this. Too many tiny leaks, old screw holes, stuff like that. You just can't use it for something where you have to have it perfectly dry. But these goats are just sheltering from the sun, from the wind and rain. They'll be fine. So for this project, we're using the old metal, and because it's got a few, I mean, it's weathered, it's old, it's rough. So the Rust-Oleum paint really seals it up, makes it nice, keeps it longer. It's basically my one effort to make it last longer than it would naturally. So we're gonna finish painting this, and then we're gonna put this in, because today it's gonna be 95 degrees with 90% humidity. So heat index of over 100. It's a scorcher, and it's 11 in the morning right now, and it's just miserable out here. Finished painting. I'll probably do 2 coats. You can hear the goats in the background. They desperately need some shade, so we're gonna try to speed up. All right, so here we go. We are moving the roof piece and the base into the goats. Try to get them cooled off. They're making a lot of noise because it's so hot. Open it. Bree, will you grab their water bucket? The blue one? This garden was over my head. This is how tall all of it was, basically. Up like this. 10 feet, 8 feet. Yeah, everywhere. Look at that. I have ripped it down. Almost nothing. I helped a little today to get the very tallest stuff off. Look at them. Amazing little guys. Alright, so we have 6 goats. Here's the crew. Little Fern and her 2 little boys. These are the girls. That one and this one over here. And this is little guy. Maybe we'll call him something else. But that's little guy right there. Little guy isn't convinced I'm his friend yet. Alright, so here is the finished enclosure. But for right now, got a roof and a back wall facing south. They got their minerals in here. And then over there is a molasses mineral block. We got water in there. We've also got 2 more waters around here. As you can see, they have totally cut down this whole area. In fact, I would say 3/4 of this is cut down. On the fence, they couldn't get above the fence. So the 8 feet, 9 feet, all that stuff, I cut the top off and tossed it in. So all this stuff is the trees and stuff they couldn't get to. Once they can get to it, they rip it up. Just like that. See them? They're ripping it up. So the next project, and the goal actually for these goats, is to move them around the farm and let them cut down the forest, because they're awesome at it. Just awesome. Fern, you all right? You trying to eat that, Fern? She's trying to get to this. Hold up, Fern. Look out. Fern, look out. There we go. Look at them go. So the plan for today is to create a ladder of sorts. Something they can climb and get up into trees and privet. See, this stuff is 6 to 10 feet tall. I wanted to be able to get up here so they can clear out all the leaves and I can come in behind them and cut it down easily. That's the goal. We are creating that ladder out of scrap wood. So this is some white oak. I'm just cutting it and connecting it. The overall plan is to use cinder blocks in the corners for the long boards, and then to create supports that will hold it in place, and have each board separate so that I can shove these into the thicket and then connect the cinder block and add support so it's safe, and let those goats chew it all down. That's the goal. We are doing a little quick review of the goats. Just about to release a video on this, so thought I'd bring you along. I built this gate, didn't show that part. They have cleared the garden and kind of abandoned it because I've given them new territory. So It looks a little more grown now than it was. But I wanted to show you, we built this gate. This is part of the movable setup. And for now, we have kept them in this area. But we're about to move them up the hill. But they've been working hard. I'll show you, just kind of walk you through. So this used to be all overgrown. I saved a few trees. This branch actually fell a few weeks ago. So yeah, they've been clearing all this out. We did this first section as one chunk. It's about a 1/4 acre. And then I did another section right here. So all of this and that old stump, all of this was overgrown up above my head. I had to keep an electric fence around the whole thing. But they finished this section in about a week or two. So I had to expand it again. Oof. So we went out this way. Now they have not quite finished cleaning this up, but they've cut down a lot of it. So this is the new section they're in now. You can tell they've been here. They've cleaned it up a lot. I have done a little bit of cutting of the stuff that's up high. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want to show you something I have learned about goats since I got them and I didn't know initially. And that is, if they have enough food, they will maintain plants instead of killing them. So I'm going to show you, this is privet. These are little privet plants. And you'll see that they trimmed them down a lot. I mean, this is it's not a big plant, but you know, this is only 2.5 feet tall. And they nibble back some of it and then they leave some of it so that the plant survives. And it's true of all these small plants. Like, they could have killed all these plants and eaten all their leaves, but they have had enough variety and enough food throughout their area they can get to that they don't have to kill the plants, and so they don't. So if you're trying to kill plants, you have to make the goats really hungry and not give them alternate food. And they would kill these, but that's not their nature. Their nature is to trim and maintain. Every day I break down some tall branches they can't get to. Once you cut the branch and it's laying on the ground and they know it's gonna die anyway, they will clean it off. There's nothing left on a branch that's been severed from the plant. Pretty smart little critters. Pretty cool. So if I want this undergrowth to magically disappear, I have to cut it off, or else they will keep it alive and maintain it. So at least with the goats we've got, that's how they roll. And it's fascinating to me that they're that smart.